Hi everyone! I just finished Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman. This is the third Gaiman book I've read, and I actually listened to a good chunk of it on audio. Um, I'm holding it upside down. Wow, great. And I thought we could chat a little bit about it. So Neverwhere is a story about a guy named Richard Mayhew. He is from Scotland and he moves to London, where he lives a mostly really mundane life. He's one of those guys who goes into the office, comes home, and doesn't really have a whole lot of adventure. But what's really special about him is that he sees people, and not in an I see dead people way. He notices people who kind of go unnoticed in everyday life, like street performers and the homeless. And he takes the time to try to get to know people, which is really interesting in and of itself. But for the most part, Richard's life is just super boring. And he's got this, fiance he doesn't like and a job that's just kind of boring. He doesn't do anything with his free time, until he comes across this homeless girl who is bleeding profusely on the side of the street. And he kind of drops everything to take her home and try to make sure she doesn't die, essentially. When he does that, he gets caught up in a world called London Below, which is where all of the people who fall through the cracks are. It's filled with all sorts of characters and people with crazy powers and magic, but Richard can't get home. Once you're part of London Below, no one in London Above can see you. And so he goes on this adventure with the girl he saved in order to try to figure out a mystery involving her family and try to get himself home. Like always, Neil Gaiman's books are full of fun and whimsy. I don't think the man knows how to write a book that doesn't have at least a touch of the whimsical in it. This book in particular was a lot of fun because its characters are just very unique and very humorous, and there are a lot of times when they poke fun at the genre, especially. In particular, when I think of this, there are a couple of characters that come to mind. One is the Marquis de Carabas, and he is this roguish guy. He only ever does things for people who do things in return, and he's quite funny. And then there is a set of assassins involved who are after the girl that Richard rescues, and they are Krupp and Vandemar, and they're really funny characters. They're kind of like bumbling idiots, but they're really good at just torture and assassinations and stuff, and they're also really just funny characters. A lot of the ways that Gaiman describes them are just that cracked me up. I really liked Richard Mayhew, who's the main character. Richard was just the whole time kind of endlessly surprised at what was going on around him, and I thought that was really funny. And he really becomes a stronger person throughout the story. At first he's incapable of doing anything, and he comes to a point where he's taking charge and trying to be reliable and dependable in a world that's super chaotic. That being said, I really do wish he had come to value the fact that he sees people, that he notices the unnoticed, because I thought that was one of those things that actually made him special. I really liked Dor, who is the girl that he saved. Her name is the Lady Dor. She's on this quest to figure out who killed her family, and her family was once very prominent in London Below. So she's on this journey, and she's showing a lot of strength, and she's super regal for somebody who's supposed to be in their late teens, and very compassionate. She can be very commanding. This was a really fun read. It's one that I think if you like Gaiman, if you like a sense of kind of humor in your stories, you're gonna really like it. But it's also very action-packed. It's got a little bit of something for everyone. Overall, I think I'd give it like a 3.5 or a 4. It's definitely one of the better reads that I read last week. Again, I got the pretty version, so this isn't the mass market, but it matches the rest of my Gaiman stuff up on the top shelf. Anyways, I hope you guys are having a great reading week. Let me know if you've read Neverwhere, what you thought about it, and what you're reading otherwise, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!